Hello everyone. In this video, we will understand what are equivalent fractions. So to understand what they are, let's take an example of a circle. Here, the circle has been divided into two equal parts. Out of those two parts, one part is shaded. So how do we represent it in the form of fraction? In the denominator, we write down the number of parts it has been divided into, which is 2. And in the numerator, we write down the number of shaded part, which is 1. So the fraction becomes 1 by 2. Now let's take another example. The same circle now has been divided into 4 equal parts. So what does the fraction become? In the denominator, we will write down 4 as it has been divided into 4 equal parts. And the number of shaded parts are 2, so 2 comes in the numerator. Now, out of these two figures, what do we visualize? We see that the shaded portion in both of them are same, though the first one has been divided into 2 parts and the second one has been divided into 4 parts. Now let's take another example. Suppose we cut the circle into 6 parts now. What does the equation become? What does the fraction become? In the fraction, the denominator is 6 as it has been divided into 6 equal parts. And the number of shaded parts is 3. So the fraction becomes 3 by 6. Again, here in this particular circle, the shaded portion is same as that of the first two figures. Let's take one more example. In the next circle, it has been divided into 8 equal parts. So what will be the fraction over here? The fraction becomes 8 in the denominator as it has been divided into 8 equal parts. And number of parts which are shaded is 4. So the fraction becomes 4 by 8. Now, these fractions look different as one of them is 1 by 2, the other is 2 by 4, 3 by 6, 4 by 8. But visually, they all represent the same amount of shaded portion. Hence, we call these fractions as equivalent fractions. So the fractions which visually represent the same amount of shaded portion are called as equivalent fractions. Now with this, let us understand that how do we find fractions. For this, let's take an example, say 2 by 3. Here I ask you to find 4 equivalent fractions to this particular fraction. So 4 equivalent fractions. Now what do? We simply take this fraction 2 by 3 and we take a number and we multiply both numerator and denominator by that number. So say let's take the easiest one, say 2 by 3, 2. So we multiply 2 by 3, the numerator and denominator both by 2. The numerator here becomes 2 times 2, 4, and the denominator becomes 4 by 6. So 4 by 6 is an equivalent fraction to 2 by 3. Again, let's find another equivalent fraction. Let's take 2 by 3. Now multiply both numerator and denominator by, say, 3. So the numerator of the new fraction becomes 6 and the denominator becomes 9. 6 by 9 is also an equivalent fraction to 2 by 3. Let's take one more example. 2 by 3, let's multiply by 4 now. So the numerator becomes 4 to the 8 and denominator becomes 12. So 8 by 12 is an equivalent fraction to 2 by 3. Similarly, we can multiply by any other natural number, say 5, and we get 10 by 15 as the fraction. Hence, fractions which are equivalent to 2 by 3 are 4 by 6, 6 by 9, 8 by 10, 8 by 12, and 10 by 15. So this is how we find equivalent fractions to a given particular fraction. Now I hope with this video, what are equivalent fractions is clear, and also how to find equivalent fractions is also clear. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel and wait for more such videos to learn more about fractions.